What does it mean to transform lives through the science of food? We all know that food does more than just keep us healthy. It's the key to living better. But as our world evolves, our needs and tastes do too. With change comes ever more complex challenges. The opportunities of tomorrow require world-leading expertise today. At Tate Lyle, we're driving the science of food further, led by even deeper understanding, empowered by even broader capabilities. We're harnessing the possibility of science and the power of nature to bring out the best in food. Because whether you need to create food that's tastier, healthier, or more sustainable, whether your ambitions demand innovation, application, or something altogether more end-to-end, your challenge is our challenge. But our unrivaled expertise in mouthfeel, sweetening, and fortification makes us the partner of choice for the opportunities that matter most. It all comes back to the heart of what we do: science, solutions, and society. Forever learning, forever innovating, forever growing, so we can help our customers do the same and continue to shape the future of food together.
After 5 years of virtual presentations, it's great to see you in person today. Thank you for joining us, and of course to all of you on the webcast. It's been another exciting year for Tate Lyle, and Sarah and I are delighted to present our results for the year ended the 31st of March, 2025.
The last time I spoke to you, I was only 6 weeks into this role. Now I've been with Tate Lyle for more than 8 months. I've got to know the business, and most importantly, my colleagues much better. Whether it's learning about the complexities of corn wet milling in the US, or seeing amazing new technology in our labs in Singapore that will change the way we create new products for customers in the future, or simply talking to farmers in the vast orange groves of Brazil, it's been a fascinating 8 months. It's clear to me that Tate Lyle has great people with a real passion for what they do, and that growth potential of our business is substantial.
We have 3 key messages we want to share with you today. Firstly, following the combination with CP Kelco, one of the most admired and high-quality businesses in our industry, Tate Lyle's structural transformation into a growth-focused specialty business is complete. Secondly, we made significant strategic progress during the year while delivering robust financial performance. And thirdly, the potential of our combined business is significant, and our focus now is on accelerating top-line growth. Moving to the first of those 3 key messages. At every results presentation over the last 7 years, we have shown tangible and consistent progress in the transformation of Tate Lyle. Through a major restructuring program, of which the combination with CP Kelco is the final piece of the jigsaw puzzle, we have transformed Tate Lyle into a growth-focused specialty food and beverage solutions business, a forward-looking business that is dedicated to meeting growing consumer demand for healthier, more nutritious, and sustainable food and drink. If you look over the last 5 years in particular, every part of our business is transformed. We've transformed our commercial model to focus on consumer categories and solutions to better serve our customers. In doing this, we've more than trebled the number of applications and technical resources working with customers. We've transformed our focus on innovation, with over $370 million invested in innovation and solution selling. We've transformed the geographic mix of our business, with a much greater presence in the faster-growing markets of Asia-Pacific, Middle East and Africa, and Latin America. In Asia-Pacific, the biggest and fastest-growing region, we have more than doubled revenue to $500 million. And just as importantly, we've transformed the way we are impacting society. Through our sweeteners and fibers, we have removed over 40 trillion calories from people's diets over the last 5 years. Amazingly, That's more than the recommended daily calorie intake of the entire global population.
As I've got to know the business, I've seen this transformation with my own eyes. Over this period, the business has demonstrated incredible resilience. We've had to navigate the global pandemic, customer stocking, then destocking, inflation, then deflation, and now trade tariffs. Throughout all this, Tate Lyle has delivered impressive and consistent financial performance. Over the last 5 years, revenue is up 7% on a compound annual growth rate basis. EBITDA has grown by 10%. EBITDA margins have expanded by 350 basis points. And we've generated more than £700 million of free cash flow. In addition, we've returned over £1.2 billion to the shareholders by way of dividends and share buybacks. With that, let's turn to our second key message for today, our robust financial performance. As I talk through these numbers, I will focus on adjusted measures and items with percentage growth or in constant currency unless I indicate otherwise. I'm pleased to report we delivered what we said we would. Robust performance with revenue 5% lower and EBITDA growth of 4%. CP Kelco performed well. On a pro forma basis for the full year, the business delivered 3% revenue growth and 9% EBITDA growth. Bringing the two together on a pro forma basis, the enlarged Tate & Lyle saw revenue 3% lower and delivered EBITDA growth of 5%. The combined business has an attractive EBITDA margin of 21%. Turning to the divisional highlights, revenue in Food and Beverage Solutions was 7% lower. This reflected volume growth of 3% and decreases of 6 percentage points for the pass-through of input cost deflation, 3 percentage points for mix, and 1 percentage point of price. EBITDA was 2% higher, and EBITDA margin grew by a healthy 200 basis points to 23.1%. Sucralose had another solid year. Robust customer demand saw revenue up 16%, while EBITDA grew 18%. EBITDA margin was up 40 basis points at 31.1%.
If I can jump in for a moment, just to reflect on the impressive EBITDA margin progression over the last 7 years. Food and Beverage Solutions has seen margins increase by 800 basis points, demonstrating the increasingly specialty nature of its portfolio. At the same time, the EBITDA margin of Sucralose has increased from 29% to 31%, delivering consistently attractive returns.
Absolutely, Nick. A key driver in our margin expansion has been productivity. And once again, this was a real success story this year. We delivered an excellent $50 million of productivity savings. $33 million of this came from operational and supply chain efficiencies, with the remaining $17 million from strong cost management and SG&A savings. We are now well ahead of the run rate to meet our productivity target of $150 million in the 5 years to March 2028. One of the main drivers of productivity program is our investment in digital enablement, and I want to focus on this in more detail. Last year, in 2 of our largest plants in the US and the Netherlands, we rolled out new digital tools in 2 specific areas to improve productivity and efficiency. The first is what we refer to as intelligent planning, which is using advanced technology to improve production scheduling and forecasting. The second is smart manufacturing, and by that we mean using enhanced data platforms to improve productivity and lower costs. Our data enablement program has been successful at both sites, with savings in many areas such as yield improvement and reduced downtime. We intend to roll out this program to up to 4 more plants in the coming year. This will support the continued delivery of our productivity program and, more importantly, further strengthen customer service. Moving on to CP Kelco, which performed ahead of our expectations. On a pro forma basis for the full financial year, revenue grew by 3%, reflecting 8% higher volume and 5% lower price mix. EBITDA grew by 9%, benefiting from increased operational leverage. EBITDA margin increased by 100 basis points to 17.6%, ahead of our acquisition plan. This further reinforces our confidence in its phased margin improvement. Since the 1st of April, we've been operating as one combined business under a new regional framework of 3 operating segments: Americas, Europe, Middle East and Africa, and Asia Pacific. This is how we'll be reporting our performance in the future, and this slide sets out pro forma financial information under this new framework. The Americas, including Latin America, is our biggest segment, reflecting the heritage of both businesses. Margins differ between the 3 segments, reflecting the maturity of their markets and our regional strategies. For example, in Asia Pacific, the future growth opportunities are significant, and that is why we'll continue to invest in this region. Turning now to the enlarged business, which includes the benefit of CP Kelco from its acquisition in mid-November. EBITDA grew by 18% to £381 million. Profit before tax was 9% higher at £270 million, and earnings per share increased by 4% to 50.3 pence. As expected, following the CP Kelco acquisition, return on capital employed decreased to 12.8%. I will talk about cash and net debt in more detail shortly. The adjusted effective tax rate was 22.6%, 150 basis points above the prior year. This was mainly due to CP Kelco's operations being located in higher tax jurisdictions. Including CP Kelco in the full year, we expect the adjusted effective tax rate in the 2026 financial year will be in the range of 23 to 25%. On exceptional items, net pre-tax exceptional charges were £96 million. £59 million of this relates to the exit from our tapioca facility in Thailand. While tapioca starch remains a key mouthful ingredient in the Asian market, we have concluded that an alternate sourcing model will be better support of long-term growth. Other costs relate to integration, mostly severance costs, and restructuring. Finally, the board is recommending a final dividend of 13.4 pence per share, bringing the full-year dividend to 19.8 pence per share, an increase of 3.7%. Turning to free cash flow, I'm pleased to report that cash generation was once again strong, with cash conversion at 82%, well ahead of our target. In addition to an increase of £53 million of EBITDA, net working capital was £1 million better, benefiting from strong performance by standalone Tate Lyle. Working capital management is one of the areas we believe we can drive improvement within CP Kelco over time. Investments in infrastructure, growth capacity and technology led to capital expenditure of £121 million, or £11 million higher. For the 2026 financial year, we expect CapEx will be in the region of £120 to £140 million. Net interest was £11 million higher, reflecting higher borrowings. Overall then, adjusted free cash flow was £190 million, £20 million higher. Our balance sheet remains strong. Net debt at 31 March was £961 million, with the increase mainly due to the acquisition of CP Kelco. Long-term financing is in place at a competitive mix of floating and fixed interest rate notes, and we have a well-balanced range of debt maturities running out to 2037. We continue to have strong liquidity, with access to £1 billion through cash in hand and our committed but undrawn revolving credit facility. Net debt to EBITDA leverage at 31 March was 2.2 times, better than expected when we announced the CP Kelco acquisition. Net debt remains within our 1 to 2.5 times long-term range, and we continue to expect to leverage to the midpoint of this range by the end of 2027 financial year.
What's been notable this year is how we have continued to make strategic progress in parallel with the CP Kelco acquisition. Our focus on innovation is unrelenting, and once again, revenue from new products grew strongly by 9% on a like-for-like basis. Innovation is a key driver of our ability to provide customers with the solutions they want. More than 60% of revenue from our new business pipeline involves the formulation of one or more of our new products. Solutions-based revenue from new business wins remains steady at 21%. We also invested $80 million in innovation and solution selling. This was to strengthen our capabilities in areas such as sensory and applications, consumer and category insights, infrastructure to enhance our customer-facing labs, and to develop our solutions chassis program. Over the last 3 years, we have increased investment in innovation and solution selling by a compound annual growth rate of 5%, and this will continue to be an area of focus for us into the future. During the year, we established 3 new partnerships to enhance our customer offering and strengthen the resilience of our supply chain. In October, we announced a partnership with Manus, a leading US-based bioalternatives platform, to expand our customer offering for sugar reduction solutions. The first ingredient introduced through this new partnership is stevia Reb M, the highest quality stevia available to the market today. Manus operates the only large-scale stevia bioconversion facility in the US. Its entire supply chain, from stevia leaf to final product, is within the Americas, providing enhanced supply security. We are seeing strong interest from customers, particularly as the vast majority of stevia leaf globally is sourced from China. We also entered into 2 partnerships to provide local supply of food starches in regions where we don't have starch production facilities currently. One is in Brazil to serve customers across Latin America, and the other is in China to serve the domestic market. Both these partnerships have started well. Our predominantly regional production model and agile supply chain means we are well placed to supply our customers around the world. For example, around 90% of our US sales come from products made in the US. However, the imposition of trade tariffs and their associated uncertainty have increased costs for both us and our customers, mainly for products we supply between the US and China. We are working closely with customers in China and across the world to support them as needed. Given the significant benefits of the combination with CP Kelco, we expect the enlarged Tate Lyle to deliver an attractive medium-term financial algorithm with annual revenue growth towards the higher end of our 4 to 6% range, EBITDA margin improvement, and strong cash generation. While we await further clarification on tariffs, we currently expect that for the year ended the 31st of March 2026, in constant currency and compared to pro forma comparatives, we will deliver revenue growth at or slightly below the bottom of our medium-term range, with EBITDA growth ahead of revenue, balancing productivity, cost synergies, and investment in future growth. Moving now to the third key message for today: the significant growth potential of the combined business and our focus on accelerating top-line growth. Before we dive into this, let's cover briefly progress on the CP Kelco integration. So Sarah, over to you.
I've been involved in many integration programs throughout my career, and coming into the company mid-process, I've been impressed by the attention to detail and the willingness on both sides to get things done well. This is reflected in the strong progress we have made so far. On the 1st of April, we started operating as one combined business. This was made possible by a comprehensive organizational design process, in which every role and its accountabilities have been clearly defined. We put a real focus on creating a new organization that's simple and agile, and containing the very best of both Tate Lyle and CP Kelco. A huge amount of work has been undertaken to build a common culture. This included interviews, focus groups, surveys involving over 2,000 colleagues across both organizations, as well as discussions with our leadership team and the board. Brand is a critical part of any company's culture and identity. As part of the integration, we decided to refresh the Tate & Lyle brand to incorporate the best elements of CP Kelco. This brand was launched on the 1st of April and has been well received by employees and customers alike. We are also seeing high levels of engagement from customers on our combined portfolio and capabilities. Nick will talk more about this later, but maybe I can highlight one success. Last month, we held an online mouthfeel masterclass, a webinar hosted by Food Navigator to showcase the power of our combination. It had a record attendance of over 1,100 people, including many of our key customers. This just shows the strong customer interest and appetite for our new and unique offering. This positive engagement and our increased customer access gives us confidence that we will deliver our targeted revenue synergies of 10% of CP Kelco's revenue over medium term. On cost synergies, we are already making good progress. We targeted cost synergies of $50 million by the end of the 2027 financial year. We said we would deliver $25 million in the 2026 financial year, and we are confident we will deliver more than that. Overall, the integration is going well, and it underpins our confidence in the future growth potential of this business.
CP Kelco is the perfect fit with Tate Lyle's growth-focused strategy. As I have said in previous results and Capital Markets Days presentations, our growth framework is built on 4 pillars, each focused around the customer. These are accelerating innovation, building integrated solutions, expanding our portfolio, and growing in key markets. CP Kelco significantly strengthens each of these pillars. It brings unique technical and solutions capabilities and a high-quality portfolio operating within our existing addressable markets. It takes us from having 2 to 7 of the 9 main mouthfeel ingredients used in food and beverage applications, the broadest of any player in the market. It also brings a business with over 45% of its revenue coming from the faster-growing markets of Asia, Middle East and Africa, and Latin America. The addition of CP Kelco's products to our portfolio significantly strengthens our 3 platforms, and our mouthfeel platform in particular. By combining our texturants with CP Kelco's portfolio of hydrocolloids, we now have unique technical understanding of how these products work together in a food formulation. The combination has also enhanced the specialty nature of our portfolio, with EBITDA margins for our sweetening, mouthfeel and fortification platforms all over 20%. Our expanded portfolio and technical capabilities are already delivering broader and deeper customer interactions. While it's still early days, progress is very encouraging. Let me give you just a few examples. An existing Tate Lyle customer in North America had been experiencing challenges stabilizing a new high-protein fruit smoothie. In short, the formula kept curdling. CP Kelco's technical service experts joined our existing team, and they introduced a specialty pectin which resolved the customer's formulation issue. This is a great example of the power of the combination and the value it brings to our customers. A CP Kelco customer in Japan that Tate Lyle had not worked with before has approached us to reformulate a solution for a dipping sauce as they want a cleaner label, lower sugar and fibre fortified solution. They have done this because CP Kelco is a trusted supplier, and they can see that the combination provides a much broader offering than before. To drive new business, we are holding workshops with a number of customers to showcase our expanded portfolio and capabilities. These have been well received. One dairy customer in France is now working with us to develop new solutions for its range of desserts. As from the workshop, they could see that our mouthfeel capabilities are now the best in the market. Where we have joint customers, the ease of doing business with us has increased significantly. For another dairy customer, this time in the Middle East, CP Kelco and Tate Lyle has historically provided separate mouthfeel solutions and worked in separate teams. Now these 2 teams are combined, the customer is very happy and asking us to design multiple new solutions, expanding our growth opportunities with them. This increased customer activity gives me real confidence that we will deliver on the benefits of the combination. This confidence is also underpinned by our enlarged portfolio and capabilities being directly aligned to society's most pressing needs. The increase in demand for healthier, more nutritious and more sustainable food is systemic and is not going away. This demand can only be met by the reformulation of a large part of the food we eat today, by taking out sugar, calories and fats and adding in micronutrients such as fibre and protein. That is exactly what we do. We are experts in reformulating food and drink to improve its nutritional balance. That is why we see the increase in the use of anti-obesity medicine and the debate around ultra-processed food as significant growth opportunities for us. Let's briefly look at how we can help users of anti-obesity medicine, or AOMs as they're called. Our portfolio is very well placed to support users before, during, and after they take anti-obesity medicine. Our proprietary research shows there are 5 needs that users must manage across their AOM journey. These are nutrient density, gut health, satiety, hydration, and permissible indulgence. Our portfolio is ideally placed to deliver on all of these consumer needs, and we have over 200 solutions available that our customers can use to help AOM users today.
This is one of the subjects we will be talking more about at our Capital Markets event on the 1st of July. We will also have a deeper dive on the CP Kelco business and the power of the combination, how mouthfeel is driving customer solutions, and how our enhanced scientific and innovation capabilities are positioning us at the centre of the future of food. This will be followed 2 days later by a visit to our Pectin facility and labs in Denmark. Nick and I look forward to welcoming you to one or both of those days alongside our broader leadership team.
Bringing all this together then, the CP Kelco integration is progressing well, and we are confident in the delivery of both the cost and revenue synergies. The combination has significantly strengthened the 4 pillars of our growth framework and enhanced the specialty nature of our portfolio. The combination is also driving broader and deeper discussions with customers, not least because our enlarged portfolio is directly aligned to addressing many of society's and our customers' most pressing challenges. Together, these factors give me confidence that our focus on accelerating top-line growth will be successful. To conclude, with the transformation complete, Tate Lyle is now exactly where we want to be, right at the centre of the future of food. Through our leading positions across sweetening, mouthfeel and fortification, we are experts in formulation, making healthy food tastier and tasty food healthier. As we look ahead, our focus is on delivering the benefits of the CP Kelco combination and accelerating top-line growth. The enlarged Tate Lyle, with its expanded portfolio, enhanced solution capabilities, and greater customer access, has significant growth opportunities, and we are confident in the growth potential of our business. So thank you for joining us today, both in the room and on the webcast. And Sarah and I, and of course other members of our leadership team, look forward to seeing many of you at our Capital Markets event in July. Wish you a good day, and thank you for being here.